The United Nations warns of more extreme weather events ahead, saying climate change is now upon us. The latest assessment by the UN Panel of Climate Scientists predicts the increase in average global temperatures could surpass the critical limit of 1.5 degrees by 2030. That's much sooner than previously thought, but experts say it's still not too late for governments to take action.
Code red for humanity. That's how the UN Secretary-General described the report, its first since 2014. It states unequivocally that we are to blame for global warming. Greenhouse gas emissions from human activities have driven the global temperature up by 1.1 degree since 1850, and it's on course to pass the 1.5 degree limit already by 2030, unless rapid action is taken. Effects of the temperature rise have never been more visible. Wildfires are scorching parts of the planet, while severe floods have left others submerged. One of the authors told DW, this is just the beginning.
And so if we stop warming at 1.5 degrees, then we will also stop many of these extremes from getting worse. We can slow these changes down, and we can stop many of the others from getting worse by urgently and drastically reducing CO2 emissions in the next decade.
It comes as policymakers prepare for a key climate summit in November. Activists want them to honour their commitments.
This is absolutely down to governments, and there are only a few critical governments which are really important. You know, the rich countries agreed more than 10 years ago to put a pot of money together to help developing countries deal with climate change. 10 years later, they have still not got that money together.
The UN panel says its report will be critical for negotiations at the upcoming summit. The future of our planet could hinge on its outcome.
Well, I'm now joined by Rüdiger Kruse. He's a member of the German Parliament for Angela Merkel's CDU party and, crucially, a member of the Environment Committee. Mr. Kruse, how concerned are you by the IPCC's very stark warning?
I'm seriously concerned, and I do believe that we are in the state of, let it call, DEFCON 1. So there's no time to lose, and we have to switch on the climate protection turbo.
OK, so you say DEFCON 1. Is the CDU, in terms of climate, your party? Is the party also on DEFCON 1, and how would you illustrate that?
It will be necessary that my party will be in this condition, and the good thing with the Christian Democrats is if they see and realize the problem, they are capable to solve it. That's what we did in the last decades. So now the most important thing is to meet the 1.5 degree challenge, and it's more or less high noon, so that we have to react now. We have to use the next coalition for this. We have to define a pathway towards CO2 neutrality, and this must be the major condition for a new coalition. No new coalition in this country without this pathway.
You said that your party was trained in identifying problems and reacting quickly to them. One of those reactions was switching off the nuclear CO2 neutral nuclear power plants roughly 10 years ago. What do you say to that?
We did it because we considered it right, and this is a show that we can change our attitude toward things, and now it's very important that we start the transformation of this society to a sustainable society. And this is not an easy way, but we managed things like the reunification of Germany, we managed the time after the war, and now we have to manage the protection of this planet. And I'm quite sure that we will be capable to put the economy and the environment in one political task, and we call it sustainability, and that's our leading idea.
Let me just give you one figure. Just yesterday, Saudi oil producer Aramco said it just quadrupled first quarter revenues to more than $25 billion. Similar figures coming from PetroChina and Lukoil in Russia. Are you sure that you have everybody on board?
We certainly don't have everybody on board, but that would be no reason not to start. And we have to start now. And Germany is a leading country. And so if we do not move, nobody will move. So, and the good thing is that the new president in the US sees it in a similar way. And that's much better than the years before. So we have to act now, and we do have friends like France and other European countries that are willing to do it, and we will, as Germany, have to be one of the front runners.
If I'm a German citizen concerned about climate change, as most of us are, why would I vote in this September's general election for the CDU and not for the much more radical Greens?
Because in the end, you do not only want climate protection, you still want to have a decent life. So, and you want to have a safe job, and you want to have a future for your children, and you want to have good education. And all this together is what we could deliver best. And it's normally not the most radical politicians who do run a society in a good way. It's those who take every concern and deliver what I call the sustainability our country needs.
Rüdiger Kruse there, CDU Member of Parliament. Thank you very much for joining us here on DW News.
Thank you.